So 4 days ago, actor Will Smith put out a video apologizing for his actions at the 2022 Academy Awards on March 27, where he slapped Chris Rock for taking a supposed jab at his wife's baldness. He went on to say that he's reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. He said in this video, which you're about to watch now, he says, "I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you." Let's watch this.
I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother.
Meanwhile, Chris Rock took to the stage just a few hours later during his show at the Fox Theater at Atlanta and addressed his audience in something which looked like a subtle shade, going on to say that everybody's trying to be a victim. If everybody claims to be a victim, then nobody would hear the real victims. However, since the release of the video, it's been more of an outpouring of love for Will Smith. And we'll take a look at some of the reactions before I come to you, Osa and Olive. Now, that one is from Jamie Foxx. It says, "Love you, bro. We love you. You're still that young man from Philly that we fell in love with a long time ago. You forever will be Big Willie to me. Your true fans have never stopped loving you, and we are with you through the good, the bad, and the indifferent. And we look forward to seeing you and Chris Rock patch it up." Now, let's move on to more responses. That one is from Charlie Mack. Charlie Mack says, "Thank you, bro. Welcome back, and we will always love you." More reactions on this story. That one is from Celsius Way. He says, "As always, it takes courage, humbleness, surrendering to the big picture. It's not easy to do what you're doing. So Will, thank you, lead the way." And that's how people are responding to that particular story online. It's been more of an outpouring of love for Will Smith, because Will Smith is truly that guy that many people have come to love over time. So that's the story. And now we move on back to Nigeria, where following the incessant unauthorized possession and use of police uniforms and kit by some individuals, movie makers and skit makers, the Inspector General of Police has frowned at the demeaning manner in which movie makers and skit makers portray the police institution in their movies and skit, using the police uniform without recourse to the provision of Section 251 of the Criminal Code Law and Section 133 of the Penal Code Law, which criminalizes such unauthorized use with accompanying necessary sanctions. According to the Inspector General of Police, he strongly believes that such acts will impact positively on reviving moral values and correcting wrong perceptions and ideologies towards commissioning crimes in our society. Let's see how people are reacting to this story on social media. That one is from Beyond Plan B. It says, "As if citizens haven't suffered enough, I feel Nigerian government and people in authority go to bed thinking of how to make the lives of the citizens harder. Government won't create jobs and skit makers found a way out for themselves, and you want to start arresting them? Have they arrested all the fake police disturbing the communities? The more they take food out of hardworking citizens' mouth, the more thievery, kidnapping, robbery, and corruption we will have in the country." And that is a solid response there. That's a solid remark. That one's from Pretty Oma. It says, "It is called costume, sir. Same is done with priest attires, herbalist attires, etc." Went on to say that movies is a projection of life on screen or stage. And that's how people are reacting to this story on social media. But indeed, it's a very important conversation. That one's from Dozier. Dozier says, "This is like complaining about your reflection in the mirror when you see it." Whoa, that's a strong response. That one is from Ayo. It says, "Instead of you police to do your jobs as the police, it's uniform that is your problem." So apparently, when you see the remarks on social media, you can see that people they're not taking it. They don't think that it's a necessary action, because according to the social media streets, according to public opinion, this is costume. It's not in any way demeaning to the profession. So that's how people feel. And that's what I have for you today on Trend Wave. Osa, Olive.
Oh, well, I think we did speak a little bit about this yesterday. I think the Nigerian police is really just, taking Panadol for absolutely no reason. It's very unnecessary. These are things that can be ignored. You know,
I mean, at
and
the
you
end
have
of-
to be a really sad person to be angry with skit makers.
Well,
making skits.
until you become the butt of the joke. But then,
Oh, well.
at the end of the day, we say art imitates life. So we'll see how this story eventually turns out. It's always a pleasure having you join us for Trendwave, Liz.
Always a pleasure being here.
Now let's have a look at our top story of the day. This morning we had a conversation about ASU strike that's been extended by 4 weeks, unfortunately, and we have a poll on Twitter. We said, do you think the current ASU strike is justified or should it be called off? The polls have quite close. Initially, justified was leading by over 60%, but now it's almost like there's an equal tie there. 50.5% justified, 49.5% not justified. At the end of the day, our students just want to go back to school, lecturers need to go back to work, and we need to just have a stable education. There are lots of people who have clamored that, you know, a lot of our politicians should have their kids in Nigeria. Maybe that way they'll pay attention to the education system here.
Yeah, and just to say, we will be putting up regular polls on our Twitter page. You could always participate, share your views on, you know, some of the things that we have as our top stories. Maybe daily, maybe weekly, but we definitely would make it a tradition